All right. How's everybody doing? Hopefully this is good. Mic check. Mic should be going just fine. Okay, let me get my screen set up real fast. Let's see here. Okay.
But for
When I can, what I like to do is, especially when there's a lot of time that's gone by on a topic, I like to review what we saw when it first came out and then get to where we're at now. All I can say is, for me, I don't know how to feel. I'm just unsettled. That's the best way I can put it. I'm unsettled. Hey, Mary. Okay, so we're gonna start with when the news first came out. We're gonna get to, the things that happened afterwards. We're gonna get to the actual official statement from the prosecutor's office, and I'll probably read some comments that y'all leave in the chat as well. I don't know. It's just, I don't know what I'm feeling right now, but we're gonna start. So first, we're starting with when this first came out. It was February 11th, 2025, and it came out that the mother of two kids who died from apparent hypothermia in casino parking garage shares story. And yes, we will get to the real cause of their death as well.
first breaking news in the sibling tragedy that shook Metro Detroit after two kids died of apparent hypothermia in a casino parking garage. Welcome to 7 News Detroit at 6. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Simon Shayket. This story has devastated our area. Just moments ago, 7 News Detroit reporter Darren Cunningham talking with the mother of those two children.
Darren joining us live right now from Detroit's West Side with more from their conversation. And Darren, so many people talking about this. This is simply heartbreaking.
Very heartbreaking, Carolyn. Simon. Moments ago, I did have the opportunity to speak to Tateona Williams, who lost her 9-year-old and her 2-year-old, also in the vehicle at the time, her 4-year-old and her 8-year-old. Also, Tateona's mother and her two siblings, a 13-year-old and a 17-year-old, also stay in that vehicle. She tells me that she has been homeless for 3 months and that she is trying to do better for herself, trying to get back on her feet. She told me she's a CNA, a medical assistant, and that she was actually about to start a new job tomorrow. And so I did speak with her, and I asked her, one of the questions I did ask her was to take me back to yesterday.
Yesterday, I woke them up to wake them up from school. My son wasn't moving. And I kept saying, Freddie, please get up. Please. Please, for me, just get up. Don't do this to me. And I tried to give him CPR because I'm a senior and a medical assistant. I've been working there since I was 17. I tried to give him CPR and I was just giving him CPR. I just kept saying, Freddie, don't leave me. Don't leave me, please. I saw the green and brown stuff come out of his mouth. I instantly rushed him to the hospital. I was yelling out the window, stop, stop, stop. We gotta get through traffic. My baby, he's dying. We get to the hospital. I told valet, can you go get some help? He took too long, so I got out the car to get help. They came to the car, instantly grabbed my baby on his head, get a stretch. He's not breathing. Help. Cold blue. Everybody tried. I didn't even know my 2-year-old was dying. I was in it with my 9-year-old. And they brought her in right after they pronounced him dead. And my mama came to me, she said, Yaya. That's what we call her, but her name is Amillah. We just call her Yaya. And they said she wasn't breathing. And they pronounced her dead too. I asked everybody for help. I called out of state. I called cities I didn't know. I called cities people asked me to call. I even asked Detroit. I've been on cam list for the longest. Everybody now wants to help. After I lost 2 kids, I've been asked for help. I feel like it wasn't their time. I did everything I was supposed to do. They had everything. Everything they wanted. Only thing they didn't have was a house. But from electronics to clothes, anything they asked me for, my kids didn't even get whooped. I lost the one who made me a mother. I lost a 2-year-old. It hurt losing 2 kids in one night. You know, I don't wish this on nobody. And if you can get help, please go get help. because I don't want nobody else to go through what I'm feeling. Just wherever you can get help from, if it's not from the city, the state, no other city or state, just go. Like, you don't have to suffer.
It's very, very, very heartbreaking. The new McFall Brothers Funeral Home is covering the children's burial plans and funeral expenses. Williams, 29, she's 29 years old. She is also receiving help from Detroit Power Detroit, that organization. That's the building that we're actually standing outside of here, where we spoke to her not long ago. And so anyone who is interested in helping her family, will be sure to get that information on our website, WXYZ.com. And 7 News Detroit will have more from Williams on later versions of 7.
Okay, so most of us had seen that that part. I'm just gonna try to get through this. I'm trying to save my thoughts for the end, so I'm gonna go ahead and just keep going. Now we have the dad came out the day after her first interview. So this is the dad of the children.
Right now, we're going to turn to our other big story of the night. A father speaking to us tonight after learning 2 of his kids died from exposure to the cold in a casino parking lot.
Yesterday, 7 News Detroit reporter Darren Cunningham spoke to the mother of those 2 kids about the tragic situation.
Yesterday, I woke them up to wake them up from school. My son wasn't moving. And I kept saying, Freddie, please get up. Please.
Well, tonight, Darren is getting the father's side of this story, hearing about the moment he learned 2 of his children had passed away.
Darnell Curry Sr. wiped away tears while talking with me about his children, Darnell Jr. and Amillah, and the distressing phone call he says he took from their mother, Tateona Williams, on Monday.
I went to the gym. As soon as I got on the treadmill, she called saying, can I make it to the hospital right now? They gone. I was hoping it was a sick joke, but it wasn't.
According to Detroit police, 9-year-old Darnell Jr. and 2-year-old Amillah died while sleeping in a vehicle at the Hollywood Casino at Greektown Parking Garage. Investigators say the cause appears to be hypothermia, a tragedy stemming from homelessness.
I tried. I asked for help. I asked everybody, even people out of state. But I tried. I tried to keep hotels. I tried to pay people to stay there. It wasn't working for me. You know, people just didn't like too many kids at their house.
I spoke with the children's mother Tuesday evening. She told me she's been living in her vehicle for 3 months, along with her 4 kids, her mother, and 2 teenage siblings. She says she reached out to Curry, who's the father of 3 of her children.
I asked him, I said, can you get your kids for me? I said, I need help. You know I'm homeless. I done kept a room this long. I couldn't keep it no more.
They were homeless. Had Tateona ever reached out asking to?
No, she did not. All she said was, can I get them? Can I get them just to get them? And can I get them because y'all homeless? That's 2 different things.
She said she had been homeless for 3 months.
See, I saw it. That's what I saw, about 3 months, but she ain't never said nothing to me. Nothing. So all them other side stories, they can cut all that. No, she did not.
Curry, who lives in Novi, says Williams never specified why she wanted to drop their kids off to him.
She just asked, can I get them for a couple of days? But I told her I'm working and all that, and I'm out here. We're not close to each other, so I couldn't. But she knows all my family is right around the corner from her.
Did she reach out to any of your family?
No, she did not. And she knows she could have, like we always used to do.
He says the last time he held his children was a month or 2 ago, and that they typically FaceTime, moments he will miss.
And there's a, police investigation into this. What is it you would like to see come of this? Obviously, nothing's going to bring back your 9-year-old and your 2-year-old.
It don't even matter to me. Can't get them back, so it's whatever.
Darren Cunningham, 7 News Detroit.
Okay, I do have to go ahead and give thoughts on the dad. Yeah, he said what he said. He said she was calling me a couple days ago to ask could I get them, and he was like, can I get them just to get them, or can I get them because they're homeless? She never told me they were homeless. That tells me that he was not involved in their lives. Then when the reporter reports back that when was the last time you saw him, and his answer is a month or 2 ago, it's unacceptable. And then to say she knew she could have contacted my family. Why didn't you contact your family? This is only a rumor I'm about to say because I didn't go watch like social media outside stuff, but I know when I first started looking at this, someone had said that he also stays with like maybe a girlfriend or something that didn't want the kids in the house. I don't know if that's true. Somebody put that out there. His attitude makes it believable. Doesn't mean it's true, but I could not believe he stood there and then he's saying it's whatever. They said at the beginning they said they shared 3 kids together. So what's going on with your third child? Like I still don't hear how you were planning on saving preventing this for the third child. It was just me is what I heard, honestly. That's all I heard. And excuses and just incompetent. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I apologize to those that may only hold sympathy for the mom. I don't have 100% sympathy for the mom. I do have sympathy for the mom, but I do not have 100% because I still feel like some of this you'll see especially once we get to the prosecutor statement and stuff like that, maybe you still won't agree with me, but I just want you to know it's not just bashing the dad, but the dad is so obvious. It's really easy to go in on him. It really is. But there are some things that are questionable to me outside of that. But he didn't care about his kids. I clearly to me can see he did not care about those children like at all. Okay, we're going to the next one. Oh, and that was like February 12th, 2025. Then this is February 13th, 2025.
Everybody who know me know I worship the ground them kids walked on.
The 29-year-old mother of the 2 kids that likely froze to death Monday in the parking structure of the Hollywood casino.
Maybe I asked the wrong people for help, but that was the only thing I did wrong.
Tateona, remembering how many times she reached out for a place to live, she asked the father of the 2 kids that died.
He had an excuse every time. Either he's working, they can't come where he living. He lived with a female and the parents and them don't want kids there or something.
She also asked the city of Detroit for help.
I reached out in November. I reached out before that. I've been on the CAM list for a long time. And every time I called and asked if they have a bed, they said they don't have family beds.
So the 7 of them had been sleeping in their 2002 Town and Country van since November. But the kids had everything else.
They ate every day, all day. Goodies, food. They didn't want for nothing. Every day they went to school. I had one mistake.
And the kid's grandmother, 49-year-old Yvette Goodman, was also in the van that day. Did the van run out of gas?
I have no idea what happened. I have no idea.
Did you fall asleep?
Yes.
And then when you woke?
Only night I fell asleep. I usually be woke.
And when you woke up, what happened?
My grandson wasn't moving.
A GoFundMe account has been set up to help the family.
And that's one of the reasons we did set the GoFundMe up, so she will be able to have housing for herself and the children, her other remaining children.
We'll put a link to the GoFundMe.
All right. So it's February 13th, 2025. So, okay, I thought I had heard it from the chat, but she said his girlfriend, whoever women he was staying with, they said you can't bring the kids over. I didn't want to spread something, and I couldn't remember where I had heard it from, but it was, okay, apparently she was the one that said that. Okay, so then we get to March 2nd, 2025, and it said Detroit mother receives new home after tragic loss of her 2 children. And it says Detroit mother Tateona Williams, 29, who recently lost 2 of her 4 children due to possible cold exposure, has been given a new home, per NBC News. The family had been living in a van when the tragedy occurred. The city of Detroit and Detroit Rescue Mission Ministry shared a video of Williams receiving the keys to her new home. The organization provided new furniture and appliances and will conduct regular check-ins to assist Williams. The family will stay in the freshly painted house for a year, and officials with the Detroit Rescue Mission said it would do regular check-ins and help Williams create a long-term housing plan. All right. They said the temperature in Detroit was around 12 degrees with wind chills of 6 degrees. Okay. So here's a video of when she was shown the house.
Start of something good for your family, you know, for your precious children.
And in the kitchen, you have enough food.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's see let's see the kitchen. Let's see what you can do with that.
And we ask it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, and it says she will stay in the house for a year for free. And then, of course, y'all saw, I read that they said they would come up with a long-term housing plan for her. I'm guessing, after, to plan for after the year runs out, which if she moved in March 2025, March 2026. One video I don't have, because I don't remember how long his speech was, but the mayor, I think it was the mayor of Detroit, came out and they said that they were developing new systems to not turn away people with kids. But the way he made it sound, he made it sound as if let people know you have kids because they don't turn away people with kids. But she said, I asked for a family bed and they never had one available, and I would call ever so often. He said they were also training people better, and I don't know if they were expanding the hours as well and everything, but he was like, we have places and all this stuff. I understand that the city of Detroit is also trying to save themselves on how this looked. If she was contacting them and they failed her, they're trying to save themselves as well. So that's why I do feel like he made the statement about let people know if you have kids, but she said she did let them know. Yeah, I feel like this is to save face, because then there's for one of her, there's going to be 1,000 more, and they're not also getting, a house for a year. They're, you know what I mean? Like the system is the system, and I commend the people that are in the system trying to help. And I know it is not easy, and it seems the money is not going to flow there. It's not usually going to flow there. So I understand also, like, I don't know, the powers that be would have to honestly care and be involved as well on that one. Okay. After that, March 5th. So March 2nd? March 2nd, she gets the house. March 5th, the cause of death is revealed, or that's when the article came out about the cause of death being revealed for the two children who first people thought that they died of hypothermia. It said the cause of death for two children who died February 10th while staying in a van parked in a Detroit casino garage amid below freezing temperatures was carbon monoxide poisoning, according to the Wayne County Medical Examiner's Office. The results of the autopsies for Darnell Curry Jr. and his sister Amillah were released Wednesday by the medical examiner's office. Their deaths were ruled accidental. Detroit police officials initially said they believed Amillah 2 and Darnell 9 died of hypothermia. The van lost heat at some point on February 10th while parked in Greektown's Hollywood Casino Parking Garage, and the temperature around midnight hovered at 17 degrees. The medical examiner's office performed autopsies February 11th, the day after they died. The children were staying in the van with their mother, two other siblings, a fifth child, and their grandmother, according to police, who said they'd been living in it for 2 to 3 months. Both children were pronounced dead at Children's Hospital of Michigan. Tateona Williams, who said she discovered her son Darnell wasn't breathing in the van around noon February 10th, told several media outlets that she tried several times to get help with housing before the tragedy. She said, everybody now wants to help after I lost 2 kids. I've been asking for help. I feel like it wasn't their time. I did everything I was supposed to do. The Detroit Police Department said it had received the medical examiner's autopsy results and its investigation would continue. We will continue investigating the facts and circumstances of the case and submit our findings to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office, Police Chief Todd Bedinson said in a Wednesday statement. All right. Now we're going to March 12th. And March 12th, the headline came out, warrants sought in deaths of 2 kids in van, but Detroit police clarify on suspects. And it says, the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office said Wednesday it has received a request for a criminal warrant related to the deaths of 2 Detroit children who died in February in a van parked in a Greektown Casino parking structure. The prosecutor's office didn't disclose the suspect's name or any other details because no charges have been issued. No further information will be released until the warrant review process has been completed, said Maria Miller, a spokeswoman for the prosecutor's office. Detroit Police Chief Todd Bedinson said media reports claiming that investigators had sought a warrant for the children's mother, Tateona Williams, were false. I want to clarify recent reports regarding the tragic incident at the Greektown Casino parking structure involving Darnell Curry Jr. and Amillah Curry, Bedinson said in a statement. The Detroit Police Department has completed its investigation into their deaths and submitted the findings to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office for review. DPD has not requested charges to be filed against any family member of the children. As we do with every case, we have simply turned over our investigative file to the prosecutor's office for its review and determination, the chief said. Any charging decisions will be made solely by the prosecutor's office. All right. And then now we get to the press release from Wayne County. This came out yesterday, January 28, 2026. And it says for immediate release, and it's the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office, the Assistant Prosecuting Attorney, Director of Communications. It says no charges to issue in Greektown Garage child death case. Facts of the case. On February 10th, 2025 at 1:27 a.m., a then 29-year-old mother parked her van in the Greektown Casino Parking Garage located in the 550 block of Lafayette in Detroit. The van contained her children, a 2-year-old daughter, Amillah, a 9-year-old son, Darnell, as well as her 4-year-old and 8-year-old daughters. The woman's mother was also in the van with her then 13-year-old son. The van was parked and the engine was running in inclement weather overnight. It is alleged that the family was living in the van because they were without a permanent residence of an unknown period. On the morning of February 10th, 2025, the mother noticed that Darnell's lips were blue and he was unresponsive. She called a female friend and told her that there was no gas in the van. The friend and a man arrived at the garage in a black sedan. The man approached the van with a gas can at approximately 11:46 a.m. Okay, so this is where when I say I can't give the mother 100%, I don't understand why 911 wasn't called first. I don't know if one or both it would even matter for them to be saved. But I just want to point out, because I know I probably sound like a villain to say I didn't hold 100% of the mom with my sympathy, but this is just a little bit of what chipped away at it for me, and I'm just my own person. So calling a friend, the way they're wording this, she called the friend first. Then it says the man for gas. The man approached the van with a gas can at approximately 11:46 a.m. At approximately 12:03 p.m., the black sedan returned and the man appeared to work on the engine. At approximately 12:13 p.m., the mother exited the van, pulled out Darnell, and dragged him into the back seat of the sedan. The man, woman, mother, and Darnell left the garage, and the mother and child were dropped off at Children's Hospital. Despite medical intervention, he was pronounced deceased at 12:43 p.m. After leaving the hospital, the couple were called back to the van by the grandmother, who discovered that Amillah was not breathing and her lips were blue. The couple transported the grandmother, Amillah, her 13-year-old son, and her 4 and 8-year-old granddaughters back to the hospital. Despite medical intervention, Amillah was pronounced deceased at the hospital at 12:28 p.m. On March 5th, 2025, an autopsy was performed by the Wayne County Medical Examiner on both children. The cause of death for both children was carbon monoxide toxicity, and the manner of death was determined to be accidental for both children. On March 12, 2025, a warrant request was presented to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office for the mother of the 2 deceased children. So somebody did request a warrant, and you saw DPD kind of threw the prosecutor's office under the bus. Like, we just gave this stuff to them for review. We didn't request a warrant, but it says that they received a warrant request specifically for the mom. I will say this. I do think when I think that, I don't know how, but I still feel like it wasn't only the mom you should go after. I feel like there's a part in this that the dad should have been looked at too. But remember in the news interview that she did, she said that she saw them put her on the blue or put her kids on the blue stretcher as if I thought she meant still in the garage. She called 911. They showed up to the casino garage and they were like code blue and all this stuff. But she's saying that instead of calling, well, the way the statement reads, instead of calling 911, she woke up, found out they were out of gas, saw her son's lips were blue, and called a friend to get them gas. And then they get the son to the hospital first. Then later they notice the 2-year-old's also not breathing. And then they have to go back and get the 2-year-old to the hospital. The 911 piece is not being acknowledged in this statement. I don't know. So that's where I'm at with that. Okay, so then it says, after leaving the hospital, the couple were called back to the van by the grandmother. Oh, I read that. Sorry. On March. Did I read that too? Yeah, the warrant request. Okay, review of evidence. The review of evidence in connection with the warrant request was extensive and protracted by some issues with obtaining records. The evidence considered in the case includes, but was not limited to, the following items which were reviewed: hours of surveillance video of the van in the Greektown parking garage for February 8th, 9th, and 10th, 2025, because the mother had parked there for the days leading up to February 10th, 2025. 1 second, y'all. Hold on, sorry. It says interviews with Greektown Casino personnel, witness interviews, forensic interviews with surviving children, police interviews with the mother, interviews the mother gave to various news outlets, police interviews with the grandmother, phone records, photographs of the outside of the van as it was found in the parking garage, photos of the interior of the van documenting feces and urine in the van, along with bags of trash and children's clothing scattered through the van on February 10th, 2025. Also found in the back of the van was a bong, rolling tray, and the glass jar. Wayne County Medical Examiner's autopsy and findings, extensive medical, school, and other agency records for the children for 2024 and 2025. Reports after forensic testing of the van, which took several months to accomplish to support the finding of accidental carbon monoxide toxicity. Note, the van was inoperable when seized by the Detroit Police Department. Once a new battery was placed in the van, it was able to be turned on and tested. A carbon monoxide leak was detected within minutes in the van where the 2 children had been sleeping. Charging decision. After an extensive review of all the relevant evidence, the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office has determined that there is insufficient evidence for charges to issue against the mother of the 2 deceased children. There were many public pronouncements by police and elected officials in this case. It is important to note that the warrant review was necessary in this case and solely within our purview. Those statements in some respects hampered our process. That being said, there will be no criminal charges in this case. However, we remain very concerned about the welfare of the remaining living children. While we, like many others, were heartened about the number of people and organizations that stepped in to help this family, we hope that those efforts will continue and that those who are truly empowered to protect these children will continue to do so diligently, said Prosecutor Kym Worthy. That tells me that Kym Worthy believes that the mom did not take care of those kids like she needed to. And not just the fact they were staying in the car. The bong, the manner in which the kids got to the hospital. I feel like she's saying without saying, well, she's kind of saying it. They're keeping an eye on the remaining kids because there's something fishy still. That's what I feel like she's talking about. I want to know. I wish I knew what the witnesses said inside of the Greektown Casino. The ones that worked at the Greektown Casino. I wish I knew about the police interviews because sometimes we can see it when public records when they come out. But this is where I just couldn't 100% just be like it was only the system that failed these children. There was an article that came out, but it was so political leaning. It was too much that I couldn't just be like, okay, just stick to the thing. But it did say that because she was a CNA, her income was a little too high for assistance, but obviously too low to support them actually having a place to live and afford a place to live. But she couldn't receive assistance because of her income as a CNA. Let me look at my notes. It just leads me back to saying I just feel unsettled about this. The victims are always the children. It always falls back to the children. Now there's 2 children that aren't here anymore. somewhere in here because of decisions that the adults made. Their parents, people that may have turned her away on the phone when she was seeking shelter. But there's something about the lack of urgency in this that makes me fear about the lack of urgency in how much did you call around. The dad totally deserves fault too, because he wasn't even trying. If she reached out to him at all, he was not trying. And then how do you not know? Like, if you saw your kids a month or two ago, they were already still homeless in that car. So how do you not know your kids are homeless? So I'm not trying to put it all on her shoulders at all. But it's just so much that I just don't know. I just feel unsettled about this in general. And obviously they said they're gonna keep an eye on those kids for a little while at least, and hope that those kids stay in good hands. But it's just unfortunate. Like, it's just sad and unfortunate. So I also think they didn't pursue charges because it had already been, the mom had already been rallied behind for the system failing her. And then the house, they got the house, then it came out about them having a suspect and stuff like that. I feel like, again, optics made them not pursue harder on some charges that they did still feel strongly about. That's just my opinion though. So yeah, so that is the update. Most of y'all are saying it just sounds suspicious. Something in there is suspicious. It sounds fishy. I don't even know what to say, but I saw it and I had to let y'all know, because I know we started out looking at this and I had been keeping an eye out to see what were they going to do, because that warrant was hanging over her head for a while. So, okay, that's all I have. Thank y'all for coming to check on the update, and I will see y'all soon. All right, bye.